Back with our Wolves pregame show, Mark Gilman, along with Western Oregon coach Arne Ferguson. And, Coach, before we talk about this week's opponent, Dixie State, let's talk a bit about week number 1 against Grand Valley State, a nationally ranked team. And for half, you guys were right there with them.
Yeah, I thought our offense did a really good job. Cody Van Oppen moving the football, run some read zone and making some real good decisions. And Tyrell Williams had a good first half. We just need to put two halves together offensively and defensively. We hung in there, especially against their talented receivers, but we have to do a much better job against the run. They had some big plays. There were really some screens and some just off tackle runs that we normally do a better job on, but they're very talented up front, and they get a hat for a hat, and they get on you, and they have real good running backs. So there's definitely a lot of progress that we need to make going into this game, but Grand Valley showed what a quality playoff team, and we really think they're better than they were last year. A lot of speed, a lot of depth, and it's a good test as long as we learn from that test.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then not to overplay it a bit, but also seen Kelly Morgan hit that big-time field goal. And I'm telling you, that thing had plenty of leg to it, whether it was going to stay between the uprights.
Yeah, Kelly's really added an extra, we think, 10 yards to 15 yards with a very consistent leg before. So we're excited to see what he can do as the season progressed and see what happens. I mean, we feel good about him. That was a 53-yarder and at least had another 5. I doubt 10, but close, somewhere in there. And we've had him in practice making 65-yarders at times. So we definitely want to give him opportunities. And those points when you're almost in the middle of the field, it seems like, can really deflate the opposing team.
This week, Dixie State, their opener, they had a lot of touches, good offensive totals, but a lot of turnovers when they lose to Adams State in week 1.
Yeah, Adams State has a real good defensive backcourt that we thought, seeing the game, and their quarterback is a transfer that you can tell he's played a lot of football, very efficient, and early on the first game or two, timing with receivers, game speed timing is going to be different. So we need to capitalize on mistakes because he's very accurate, he's very poised, and he also can run a little bit.
Going down to Dixie State always is kind of an adventure and a long haul, but this year having to go by bus, that adds a new wrinkle that everybody's going to have to adjust to as well.
Yeah, a long road trip, a 2-day road trip, it takes us some time, and we're definitely players are looking forward to that big long road trip. It's a chance for us to really get the guys that are traveling, they're playing a lot together. So definitely there's some positives there, but it's going to be taxing, there's no question, to the game and also coming back versus Central. So the number one thing is, we're going to get the major part of the road trip done. And then we'll have a short road trip. When I say short, I'm talking about 5 or 6 hours. And then we play that night. So it's a night game, so we do feel like our players will recover, but it's also going to be hot. Dixie always plays well at home. We expect a battle to the very end.
And finally, after the Grand Valley game, it's good to check and see how the team's developing. You said, we've got some room for improvement, but do you feel like the team is progressing at a acceptable rate at this point? We
had a hard week of practice. Coming back 7 o'clock in the morning, being very physical on Tuesday and Wednesday even. Thursday, good polished day. But the execution, the timing still needs to get better. And then on defense, the physicalness of our backer core and also our D-line needs to take that next step against a huge, the offensive line of Dixie. They don't quite move as well. They're not quite as tall, but they're thicker, they're wider, and we got to get off those big blocks.
All right. As always, Coach Arne Ferguson, thanks for your time, and good luck this week.
You bet. Thanks.